Welcome back to the wonderful world of sensors, presented by Kentucky First Robotics. Sponsored in part by Kentucky National Science Foundation EPSCoR. This lesson will be about touch sensors. We will begin by discussing what a touch sensor is. Then we will discover how a touch sensor works. Next, we will talk about the uses of a touch sensor in First Tech Challenge. And finally, we will have a brief review over everything we've learned in this lesson. So let's start by asking the question, what even is a touch sensor? Well, lucky for you, touch sensors are often used in our everyday life. I bet you used one to start up your device to watch this lesson. Touch sensors are essentially buttons. Think of the keys on your computer keyboard or a controller for your favorite video game system. So now that you have a basic idea of what a touch sensor is, do you think you can come up with some more examples of other everyday items that utilize touch sensors? Please pause the lesson for a few minutes as you come up with your own examples. Great! Now that you've come up with some items, we'll share some of the ones we came up with. Did you come up with the buttons on an elevator by chance? These can be used to communicate with the systems running the elevator to tell it which floors to go. How about a washing machine or a dryer? The buttons on these devices tell them which settings or parameters in which to wash your clothes. Maybe you put down the controls on your vehicle's dashboard. How else will you control the volume of the radio or the temperature of the air conditioner? Don't forget that some touch sensors may not even require as much pressure to activate and are hidden in plain sight, such as the touch screen on your cell phone, or even the volume and pause-play controls on AirPods or similar earbuds. Now that you have an idea of the everyday implementations of touch sensors, let's discuss the finer details of how they work. On the screen now is a Rev Robotics touch sensor. In the industry, these may sometimes be referred to as tactile sensors. This is a type of digital sensor that can be used as a touch sensor or a mechanical limit switch. The sensor works by detecting the activation of the button. It then communicates to the computer to operate based on if you programmed it to operate when pressed or not pressed. Essentially, these sensors react to physical interactions, such as pushing a button. Once it senses interactions, it sends signals to the other components to do tasks, such as turning up the volume, changing a setting, or stopping a robot. You may now be wondering how touch sensors can be used in FTC. Well, in First Tech Challenge, a touch sensor can be plugged into the expansion hub using the cable that is provided with the sensor. This type of sensor can virtually be mounted anywhere on your bot, but caution! You need to make sure that you are mounting it in a way that it can't snap off from the force of a sudden and/or stressful impact. This could not only break the sensor entirely, but it could affect your robot's ability to operate properly in a match. All in all, make sure that your sensor is sturdy when mounting it. Additionally, users can write code to allow the use of the touch sensor to limit the motion of range of a motor or extrusions, among other tasks. Some example code to get you started is available on the Rev website on the touch sensors datasheet. Now it's time to review what we've learned. Touch sensors are essentially buttons and are found in many items that we use on a daily basis. One of the easiest touch sensors to use in FTC is a Rev touch sensor that can be plugged into the Rev expansion hub and work in tandem with other devices on your robot. Touch sensors should be mounted properly, and touch sensors can easily be programmed to do a variety of functions when pressed or not pressed. That's it! Congratulations! You have completed Lesson 1 of the Wonderful World of Sensor series. We hope that you've learned something new from watching this video. For more resources, please check out our website at kyfirstrobotics.org and follow us on our social media accounts. This has been the Wonderful World of Sensors, and we will see you next time.